Hey guys, this is Joel with the Fincastle Pokemon Gym. Well, my last video highlighted the excesses you could go to in the Pokemon trading card game at the moment, and that Pikachu EX deck does have several moving pieces. It's not super complicated, but might be more than you'd want to take on as your first deck, even if you just built the cheap version of it. So this week I thought a nice follow-up would be something that first is very affordable, and second is a great starter deck for someone new to the game. Christmas is almost here, and surely thousands of folks across the world will get some Pokemon cards under their tree. And for at least a handful of those folks, there will be interest in the card game itself. What I've learned from running leagues for a decade and coaching kids that wanted to play competitively is that if they don't experience some success while learning the game, that newfound interest will dissipate very quickly. In today's world, a card game is a hard sell against video games, phone apps, and other fancy tech stuff that I don't even know about and don't want to know about. I think today's deck would be a great starting point for a new player, as it is consistent and fast, and dips your toes into the hundreds of fun strategies that you can pursue playing Pokemon. And for those of you already into the game, if you want another deck just to throw in your bag, you'll enjoy this one. I've already built a physical copy because I enjoy this one a lot, and compared to the Pikachu EX list, this one is about $32 as of the recording of this video. And the deck I'm talking about is Archaludon EX. One of the reasons I love decks like this is that we had single type gym leaders at our Fincastle League with badges that you can win if you defeated us, and this is totally the type of deck that I would use as the steel type leader. Let's look at the card. Archaludon EX is a Stage 1 300 HP Metal type with an ability and 1 attack, weakness to fire, resistance to grass, and a 2 energy retreat cost, which is rare as most metal types or steel types, if you prefer, usually have much larger retreat costs. His ability is called a Symbol Alloy and states when you evolve to Archaludon EX, you may attach 2 energy from your discard pile to any of your metal Pokemon however you'd like. That's 2 metal energy, of course. Now the synergy of this with the retreat cost is perfect, and I'll bring this up here because there is a baby Archaludon that gives you free retreat, and I did not include him because once the game is underway, if you pay the retreat cost on a damaged EX, you can reattach those same 2 energy back to a new Archaludon EX. I play 9 energy in this deck, but it feels like you could get away with much less. But we'll look at that more with the list. And Archaludon has 1 attack called Metal Defender. It does 220 damage, and on your next turn, that Archaludon you attack with has no weakness. Now I've seen this thing built a myriad of ways, most of which have a lot of cards that will rotate in the spring, like the Dialga V-Star. So I wanted to give you a build that won't take a hit when it comes to that. I think at the moment there are 5 very easily replaceable cards in this list that do rotate. But this list, as I said before, I made with a newer player in mind. So I think I've got it pretty streamlined where it is fast, consistent, but very difficult to contend with. And when I say it's for newer players, don't write it off. This deck has great matchups across the board. But here's the strategy in a nutshell. Start swinging on your second turn, and 220 will take care of a lot of things. Draw with your Dunsparce, pick up damaged Archaludon with Turo Scenario, and when you need to drop a Steel Beam on something, put a Relicanth in play and use Duraludon's attack from underneath, and your EX will hit for 80 damage plus however much damage you are holding on your Archaludon at the moment. And that's the deck. I've got 2 Turo and 3 Boss plus a Pal Pad, so you can recycle either or both. The 3 Vessel and the Trekking Shoes, along with Greninja, Ultra Ball, Research, they all help you get energy into your discard pile. And again, you only need 2 or 3 in there for the game. For now, I'm using Maximum Belt to push that damage from Metal Defender up to 270 against the EX, which is also why I included Roseanne's Backup, because it will currently let you get back your Maximum Belt, although it shouldn't, and probably should have been banned when the A-Specs were reintroduced, as Roseanne lets you get a Pokemon, a tool, a stadium, and an energy card, which is any kind of energy, and put them back into your deck. Now, several of the more recent A specs say you can't do that, but that loophole exists right now for maximum belt, so I'm using it. Now, later, I'm not sure which A spec I'll switch to. I may just keep a maximum belt, we'll see. I've got 3 stretchers in here to chain getting energy or Archaludon back into your hand, or to get back that Relicanth if it is important in a higher HP battle if you're playing against stage 2 decks. I'll talk about some of the counts for post rotation at the end of the video, but let's get to some games, because this deck is a ton of fun to play and it's just better to watch it in action. This first match is going to be against Gouging Fire, which should be a good test since that is my weakness. They did go first, got a pretty quick start, but thankfully could not attack first. Start with a Duraludon, got another one down. Going to use Vessel. Toss that Dunsparce, that is important to do because I play 3 stretchers in here. And get some energy in the discard pile. Going to Ultra Ball. Get another one in there, and we're going to grab Radiant Greninja. Then with Radiant Greninja, toss another energy and conceal cards. Off that, I use this Nest Ball and go ahead and get a Dunsparce in, because I can grab that Dunsparce with the stretcher on my next turn. We'll use one of those 2 stretchers to just go ahead and grab an energy and attach to my active. And because they got such a fast start, I'm going to try to slow them down, boss up that Delphox. And we'll hit him for 30, and just hopefully he won't be able to retreat. And luckily that trap did work. They got a Gouging Fire ready, but could not get the Delphox out of the way. So back to me, I'll start off with a conceal card and toss an energy there. Just like I said, we'll use the stretcher to get back a Dunsparce and evolve. I'm going to go ahead and play Research first and get a hand of everything that I need right there. We'll go ahead and evolve to the first Archaludon and use a Symbol Alloy and reattach those 2 to our active Archaludon, so he's ready to take a knockout. Use a Trekking Shoes, and I will grab an extra Duraludon. Then we'll go ahead and use Runaway Draw off to Dunsparce and get that Relicanth. I'll go ahead and bench that Relicanth. Use Nest Ball, and I'm going to get Dunsparce back in place. You can keep that cycle of being able to evolve to him and draw. I'm not going to take the Research, I got too much stuff in my hand. And then we will go ahead and Metal Defender, take the knockout, and more importantly, set up the turn where we are not weak to fire. As we can see, that attack is coming our way. As you notice, I did not evolve that second Archaludon, so I did not want to give this Gouging Fire something that it could catch and take 2 prizes. So it had to either attack my active or just take a single prize. It attacked the active. On my turn, I'm just going to go ahead and Iono. Didn't see any other really big plays there, I just wanted to get a different hand. Use Vessel, toss that Dunsparce, just to get 2 energies in. You just really need to keep 1 in play. Then we'll use Conceal Card, draw 2 more. I'm going to Ultra Ball away, Ultra Ball, and an energy. And I'll grab that Dunsparce and go ahead and evolve. And then we'll use Runaway Draw. I'm really not chasing the other Archaludon right now because I've got so much damage on me. I can one-shot, thanks to Relicanth, this Gouging Fire. After that, I'm going to Nest Ball that same Dunsparce back into play. We'll attach for a turn to Duraludon and get him ready for the next turn. Get Iono off gear, and then we're going to go down and Raging Hammer for 360 and one-shot that Gouging Fire. Taking 2 more, just getting us down to 2 prizes left. Now, I left myself open to this play, kind of thought it was coming. They used Munkidori's ability to just move damage counters off of Gouging Fire over and knock out this Archaludon, which again kind of re-emphasizes the importance of not evolving to too many Archaludon against a fire deck. Then they come up with the Unrelenting Onslaught from Koraidon, knock out my Greninja. I top a boss, so all I have to do is just... Didn't really even need to evolve there, just need to evolve to Archaludon. I've already got an energy on my Duraludon. So we will evolve, and with his ability, we will get 2 energies out of the discard pile again. And attach them, power up my 220 damage attack. Use that boss that we topped and grab Fezandipity. And don't need to do anything else. We will hit him for 220 and take the last 2 prize cards. A very smooth, very clean, easy to play game with Archaludon. This last game is going to be a truncated one against Hydrapple EX. I wanted to show this because it's a good illustration of how you can use retreating combined with Turo scenario to just keep a fresh Archaludon attacking. Again, this deck is a very fast setup, so I was able to take 2 prizes pretty quickly there off of a Teal Mask Ogre Pawn. And then wasted a boss there to get this Toad Squirrel. I was a little bit freaked out over what he did on recovering energy. Couldn't really see him while I was playing, but found out he doesn't stop Duraludon. They do get really set up on this next turn, hit me for 210, and that would have been more, but I've got resistance to grass. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Nest Ball, try to get my Dudunsparce play started. I'm going to use Artisan so I can get Relicanth down. Not enough damage on me to one-shot the Hydrapple. So off the gear, I get my Turo scenario. And the only reason I want a Turo here is because I do have the 2, or I will have the 2 Archaludon in my hand. So remember, he only lets you reattach 2, but I can do it twice. So I'll evolve my active one, use the first assemble alloy to get 2 attached to the active, and then I will evolve to a benched one to use a symbol alloy again. 2 more energy reattachments there. We'll put 1 on the active and then 1 on the benched Archaludon. You go ahead and punch this Hydrapple for 220. Try to get him within range. Again, they kind of come roaring back with a lot more energy attachments, but only can get to 270. And here, I'm just going to research. Don't have a Turo play going this turn. No way to get it on the hand that I had. So I'm going to pay the retreat cost. And we'll send up that Archaludon that I evolved on my last turn. And we'll evolve to our 3rd Archaludon and reattach energies to that one. And if they're going to get a knockout, they'll have to at least chase down the one that I just retreated. Get a couple more energies in our hand. I don't need any more Nest Balls at this point. Get 2 with the Vessel. I'm going to attach a 2nd energy to that damage one, and with Pal Pad, go ahead and get Turo and a boss back in the deck. Then I'm going to put the Full Metal Lab in and give me 30 more resistance to grass stuff, so it's going to be even harder for them to deal with this Duraludon. We'll finish off that already damaged Hydrapple and get 2 more. Again, they come back and Syrup Storm again for 270 with those double resistances that I have going. And that, getting me that much damage, does allow me to Raging Hammer and one-shot this Hydrapple. So we won't do anything else, we'll just do that for 350 and take that last knockout. And the game, it's another match showing how consistent this deck is. Now, I said I would talk about some potential mods to this deck, especially for post-rotation, which still has not been announced, despite all of the obnoxious clickbait about official but not official news. The rotation will be this spring, and we'll lose the cards marked with an F. There's your official update. Just relax until it happens. But Roseanne and the Maximum Belt are cool, but I think the speed and defense of this deck are the strongest aspects. So I will definitely test out Prime Catcher to target down those EX that are less than 220 HP. And I think to replace Radiant Greninja, Hisuian Heavy Ball, and the Trekking Shoes, I'll start by increasing the Dudunsparce line by 1 more. And from there, I'm thinking of shifting the Stadium line to 2-1 in favor of Labs, but keeping the same ones, just changing the counts there. And then I want to get at least 2, maybe 3 Rigid Bands to give this Archaludon EX another 30 damage of protection. So with the Lab Stadium, your opponent would have to do at least 360 damage to knock you out. I'll keep tinkering with it and revisit it after rotation whenever that actually happens. But for now, I'm just not much on what-ifing it to death. But for anyone who wants to get into the game, or if you have a friend that is thinking about it, show them this deck. This is an amazing deck to get started into playing, and win or lose, you'll still be competitive. It's a fun overall strategy, and bonuses in today's world, it's cheap. I wanted to take a minute to thank all of you that have watched, commented, liked, and subscribed since I've gotten back into the channel. If you guys enjoy this just at a fraction of how much I enjoy making them, then we're definitely all winning here. Get out and play over this Christmas break. Use the game that I've been playing for almost 15 years now to make some new friends, maybe form a play group, and invite new folks to join you. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and share the spirit of the season with as many people as you possibly can. And until next time, be not afraid. Later.